Welcome to another Friday closing bell. Definitely the market has really turned. Now, if you look back at my notes last week, I said that we have a one-eye Joe trade. Let's take a look at it, which is somewhere around the 2nd of October, which is here, the one-eye Joe trade, remember? Like very similar to what we see here. Let me just draw it for you in here. This one-eye Joe is something that we teach on the and our IVSA 2-day course, which we will be doing on November 21st to 22nd, 2015. So those are the things that which is very important for you to really gear yourself up since the market has gone up. Now, if you look back since end of August, the market has really moved up almost 200 points at the low point of 1500 to 1700. Right now, what it looks like, it may look like an upthrust. Okay, it might look like an upthrust. Let me just check back with my IVSA chart. Nowadays, I can't live without it because I use it to refer to the market and how well it performed. Let me just check over on the other terminal. Let me see, which is much better because sometimes I can get it wrong. Okay, is there? Yes, it is an upthrust. Okay, we have an upthrust on this bar in here, so it pretty much confirm what we see, the upthrust, and so we look to move sideways. At worst case, it's gonna go through profit taking. So this is a very nice upthrust. The last time we had an upthrust was, my God, that was like long time ago, man. Sometime in March, I would say, just before March. So in summary, we have an upthrust in here, and that's going to be okay. Let's look at the other charts, which is the weekly chart. Now the weekly chart is very significant, but for the first time it broke through. This is what I mean, the one-eye Joe trade. Can you see it here? This is one of the famous one-eye Joe trade that we teach on the 21st, 22nd November. So make sure you come for them. We'll teach you. So you have this breakout in here. No doubt on the daily chart, it looks like it's gonna do at best sideways and a little bit of sell-off. But remember, we went up almost something like 80 to 100 points in 5 days. So we are looking to break. But the key thing is just looking back here. This is where you want to see. Okay, we have a nice long tail here. You have a nice long tail in the market, just congested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. A line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars. Let me break down 6 weeks. So market looks like it's going to go through this kind of consolidation for the most of October and November month, and a little bit of dip off. So it's going to be like just moving up here. Yeah, the 1700 to 1640 level kind of thing. So this is where it has to come down. It just can't go in a straight line. Okay, it come down, but most importantly, you have a support here at the opening at 1661. So let me draw you a chart here. So that's where it's going to be, going to go up and then come back down here. Okay, let me just repeat. The one-eye Joe trade confirmed, break up, come back down here, hovering in here before it's just going to go back up, and that's going to coming sometime in December. So take a note of that one. December is coming up. But the weekly chart, really beautiful, and history repeat itself. You just look back at last year December when we had that huge sell-off that we have. Everybody thought the rally was coming. It didn't materialize. Instead, it came in January. Okay, it came in January. If you have a nice break up to the upside and a little bit of rally going into December, then we might see a sell-off in January. But at that time, people were talking about January rally, which is not, because the December was the real rally. Okay, take note of that. All right. So that's the FENK. Now let's look at the small caps, mid cap stocks here. The 2-bar reversal, no follow through on downside. That's really good. Means that market's gonna go higher, and we are very close, very close, ladies and gentlemen. All has broken through the 200-day moving average, and the pinnacle point is the we broke through the 50-day moving average. It's the 200-day moving average. So where are we? How are we gonna know? Very simple. We will know by looking at the US Dow Jones, which is our big brother. Okay. On the STI, finally breaking through the 200-day moving average here. Very nice one. A nice dip where this is what we call backing from the creek to jump over. That's a Wyckoff mean. Back off. Means the boy have to run a bit towards the back before he jump off the creek. That's what I mean. Back off from the creek to jump over. So if you're familiar with Wyckoff work, and that's definitely going to be the one. It broke through the 50-day moving average in here, cracked through, very nice one in here. And that's what it looks like. Okay, Singapore looks looking pretty good. What's not good is because of the strengthening of the US dollar. That's why we see palm oil prices just falling off and going to the south side, meaning falling off. That's why we see this fall off in here. Ringgit has strengthened. I'll show you the charts of ringgit after this onwards. Okay. Next thing we want to do is the foreign funds. Okay, foreign funds finally are coming back in. Partly, we all know that US will not raise interest rate, not even up to November and December, maybe likely beginning of 2016 or within the first quarter. So this whole thing about raising interest rate by US FOMC, a lot of it is actually more of talks. You know, we've been taken it by so many quarters until now. After a while, it is just music. And when can you take it seriously? Even Ben Bernanke came out on Bloomberg yesterday, you know, on with Charlie Rose on Bloomberg, saying that you know, why he had to do what he did, and will the next chairperson of US FOMC able to take that chance to raise interest rate? That's yet to be seen. But as it is now, the employment job numbers hasn't been that great. Inflation is still below the target of 2% for the US. So question is, how can they raise rates? Okay, even Malaysia are talking about cutting rates at this moment. So Malaysia is correcting back. A huge fall on the Sing dollar, US dollar, which I will show you next. Okay, definitely, we have seen US rates are not rise, and then emerging markets are coming back. Okay, so we are seeing green for the first time. Very good. Hopefully we'll see more and more buying coming in here. Okay, let's look at the regional market as we say now. Okay, Dow Jones tonight. Okay, you see Dow Jones broke through the 50-day moving average, which is also actually taking a cue from the KLCI. Remember, KLCI broke through first, then US Dow Jones in here, and this is, you know, typically it hasn't closed yet, but I do feel that the market may just break up and try to rally back to in here. It'll be not many days, right? So that's the good news. Australia also breaking above the 50. Let's look at Hang Seng here. Let me just put it up. Also break above the 50. The Shanghai. Now Shanghai is building a nice space, I can tell you that. Once it breaks through this 50, it's going to run all the way up. Mark my word for that. So those of you who know that IVSA chart, our sister company, has the SGX and Hong Kong shares, which is what we are doing now, promoting it. It's been doing a soft launch. So make sure you use the Hong Kong and SGX shares for that. That will enhance your market when you have a chance to trade the Hong Kong market. Definitely those will give you a lot of nice run in here. STI has crossed 200-day. Nikkei is coming down in here. No doubt we broke through the 200-day. Well, Dow Jones was down for 200-day for almost 2 months, 3 months, and now it's back. That was because due to the rates, but we have a double bottom, very nicely done, and seems to be moving up higher. Okay, let's look at the other component, which is wicks. Okay, which is wicks. Now we all know that wicks that you've been following is a measurement of volatility between the call and put options. Okay, when the numbers are high, it hits about 53.29, and that's indicating very bearish. And since then, it does look like an uptrust market and move back up, and it's great to see falling back to 17. When it gets back to 15, we will see US Dow Jones around the 1800 mark, 17,000. Make no doubt, this time if the Dow Jones go back up to the old high of 17, we just hit 17,045, 17,700 here, or 1,800 is going to break, right, because of this massive wash that we have in there. Okay, so wicks looking good. It's a bit more upside going to 15 before reversing, meaning Dow Jones should close higher tonight. Okay, let's look at the gold, right, and I'll show you the collapse of the other funds and made Malaysia. And this is what I mean. Ringgit against the US dollar, you can see, broke back to the 50-day moving average. And the last time when it broke through it here was somewhere, my God, isn't that long, huh? May this year. Okay, It finally broke through in here. It's going to retest back 420. Be interesting to see back, but definitely we will see the sort of the dead cross. Okay, so that's looking good. And gold did make a turn, very nicely done. No interest rate raise, 11.55, huh? 11.55. So like it or not, it's pretty much like a lot of this, you know, manipulated by the US FOMC. So we see gold trying to break back 11.65. I think gold should break back the 11.70, 11.80 with the weakening of US dollar in there. Even spot platinum is doing the same thing. Okay, let's look at the stock that we picked last week, which is the 2nd October. You can see Unisem we picked did break up, but remember the fall off from the strong ringgit makes Unisem also took off. PBA, which is a water operator, hang on above 110. I think this one's going to break up very nicely. Comfort, same thing. When these are all benefiting from strengthening US dollar, but it's taking it back. Tyson also same thing. And the Hong Kong chart. Let's look at the Hong Kong chart, which is BDY, car maker. That let me see. Oh, I did have it here. Sorry, this is the one. Went off somewhere around here. Around, I should take a note and write this down. Around 42, 43, went up to 45 now. Again, a strengthening of the dollar, and also I think Hang Seng Bank a bit lower. All right, so should take note of that one. Okay, let's go on to the shares that we look at next week. First one definitely will be Magnum, which is for the number forecaster. Nice breakup in here. Second, Boiler Mac. 120, 121. Next week we'll come back. And the PWC, penny warrant counter, breaking up here. Nice line change, but a little bit of tussle to break around the 42 cents. Will be SciCal. And the Singapore stock is no other than Riverstone. Okay, Riverstone back up to 175 in here. Nice little run. And for the Hong Kong stock will be China Smart Pay. Let me look at the closing price right now is 185. Okay, 185. So we'll come back next week to look at this stock. Nice setup, nice build up, nice volume coming in here. What can I say more about that? Huh? So that's the stock pick for the 9th of August. Now going back as a summary, where we left off here, and next week it does look like we have an uptrust which is confirmed. Look at the IVSA chart, people. Okay, and you'll find out we have an uptrust in here. Markets likely to move sideways, or it's going to take off and come back and retest at 1650 in here. A very good one to foresee. Other than that, at best we will see market move sideways in here. Probably market should, if Dow Jones close up higher, which it did, then we would see. I'm not surprised that Dow Jones will close lower. It's been up many days, and we have this narrow bar. It tends to look like no demand, so you might see a bit of sell-off tonight. So we will see a bit of sell-off tonight. That means the uptrust will be confirmed. It will retrace back. Okay, it will retrace back. Mark me for that one. Okay, so be ready, ladies and gentlemen. We will see a bit of profit taking next week there. All right, and that's about it I have for the closing bell for 9th October. I wish you good night.